because I'm going to lift my hands in this battlefield
Right.
with bullets
Right.
flying, throw up flying, stabbing, cramping pain in my uterus that is like, okay, is something coming up out of me? But I'm going to worship God because he is good.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Girl, Can We Talk? You know, our couch talk where we sit around and giggle, or when we lay across the bed and talk about that tough stuff. Maybe it's when we chit chat on the phone about how our day went. Yeah, this is that space. It's that time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we dive into another episode. And by the way, did I mention my name is Cheryl? Yeah, it's me, your girl. So let's get into this.
And in this journey, Cheryl, I know what I just said. I'm going to worship God. And has it been roses? No, I have been mad at God. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
Yes, this little Christian girl, whatever you want to call me, I have been mad at God. And you know what, Cheryl? Throughout my life, I've been told that you better not be mad at God. It was like, if you're mad at God, somebody, he going to strike lightning, the boat's going to come through the top of the car and strike you.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah. Yeah. And you're also told don't question God.
Oh,
Come on. Because I was taught that. Don't you question God.
Don't question God.
And the hard thing about that is if you don't question him, how will you get the answer?
oh, come on now.
How will you find out the solution to your problem if you can't ask him why? If you can't ask him, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And why do we make God so untouchable? We have to be able to touch him. I'm glad you brought up the topic of your pain. You had to worship in the midst of your pain, because I remember when the doctors diagnosed me with fibromyalgia and chronic pain. I literally thought I was dying. I thought I was dying. And I sat downstairs and I said to the Lord, if you don't give me a breakthrough, I'm not gonna live. And I was listening to one of Lecrae's songs, sitting in a reclining chair that Marcus had bought that I kind of like took over because that was his chair. It wasn't my chair, but I took over that mug and I was sitting in that chair, and it was probably about 2 or 3 in the morning. And I was in so much pain. I couldn't go to bed and I couldn't get out of that chair. And I was just like, I can't live like this, God.
Come on.
I can't, I won't live like this.
Yes.
You're going to have to help me. And
Yeah.
I remember that the pain was so bad. I was like, I just rather die.
There you go.
Like I would rather give up my life
Yes.
than to live like this. And I did the same thing. I began to worship God and praise God with that song going. And I remember it felt like peace and warmth just from the top of my head. Just began to come down all over my whole entire body. And the pain just began to, as the warmth came down, the pain began to leave out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And I was just like, my God.
Come on.
You know, and from that day, my experience with what I've been going through dealing with pain, it's just gotten easier.
Yes.
It isn't gone,
Right.
but it's dealable. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And that's the thing about God. When we're in pain, instead of running to what the world says, hey, this is going to fix it. That'll fix it. If you do this, it'll fix it. Because right now, if you think about it, boy, everybody got remedies for something.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you hold this stone in your hand, you're gonna be all right. You know, if you drink this concoction, it's gonna make your life better. You know, and the world will always have an answer.
Always.
But they don't have the solution. God is the only solution to our pain. He's the only solution to our problem.
Yes.
He is the answer. And if we can't question him, how will we find out that he cares enough to allow a Chavos to hear, dear woman, and see her get up?
Yes. Come on.
That's the deepness of God. And we choose to allow the superstitions to stop and block us from experiencing true relationship. Because if I have a relationship with you, I got to be able to ask you some questions. I got to be able to tell you, hey, I'm not happy with you and I'm not satisfied with your services at this moment. Then that doesn't mean you bad. It just means that I'm not content.
Yes.
And we got to be able to be like that with Abba.
Yes.
We got to be
Amen.
able to be like that, because let me say something to you, my listener. If God is your father, you get mad at daddy sometimes. Daddy get mad at you too. But there's always got to be that time when you can climb up in his lap and lay your head on his chest and say, why, daddy, is this happening to me? Why am I going through this?
And he's big enough.
Big enough.
I mean, like you said, a relationship, right?
Yes.
We're talking, right?
Yeah.
Active listening is asking questions, repeating what I said, adding to it, So I don't know where that came from, but sure, I was at this place that I was the why God, and I'm mad, and I thought that, I thought I was being punished. Let's talk about that. When you're in pain and you're in a situation that you didn't expect, I'm gonna speak for me. I go through all these court wheels and things. And what did I do? Oh, okay. That's what I cut somebody off. When I was on the highway. Right. Oh man, you know what? I didn't forgive so and so. Oh man, when I was young, I did that. The little sin, and God. Now I'm being punished.
Yes.
And I went through all that, and it is no, it's not. You're not being punished. It was actually, like I said, an invitation to draw closer to God. And I did draw closer to God. It was hard. Like I said, I was mad at God. And so I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, I'm mad at you. And so, we have a prayer room in our house, and I would go up there and I would pray. But during this time, it was just a particular time I was like, I'm done, God. I don't want to pray. I done asked you several times, like, to take this away from me, and you haven't. And so I'm done. I love you, but I'm done praying. So I'm not going to climb the baby blue steps, carpeted steps to pray to you. And so they went on a couple of, weeks. And I remember dropping Gary off at work, and I was in the car, and I didn't even leave. I just kind of pulled into a parking spot. And I almost like I heard Abba Father say, are you ready now? Like, you going to talk to me? Like what's up? Right. And I uttered these words that I've been told not to ever say. And I said it, and I was like, God, I am mad at you. Look, nothing. Hey, now. Glory.
I was waiting for that light.
I was waiting on the bolt to come through the top of the roof. Okay. And it didn't happen. I'm still here. Right? I was like, God, I am mad at you. And now I felt like God was like, now here we go.
Right. Now we can talk.
Right. Because he knew it anyway, right? And God is a big God. He's big enough to handle me being upset with him. So he just wanted me to confess that to him. And sure, when I said that, I felt like a huge elephant just got up and walked out my Honda car. You know what I'm saying? Like that day. And that day was cool. The next day I got up and started praying, and it was like, okay, now we're back in relationship. But I was, and so those of us that are in pain and we're going through, tell Abba Father that you're upset. Like, let's not coat it with religious cliches and break the myth that God is big enough to handle you saying to him that I am mad at you and I'm hurt, and asking the why. We have a whole book. Hello, somebody.
Come on.
Can we talk about Job? We have he has several chapters of why. Now, when you ask the why,
don't be afraid. I mean, listen for that answer, because
better brace yourself, because he said brace yourself. But you can ask why.
Right.
You can ask.
And think about Paul. When he had the problem with his eyes, he was praying, God, heal my eyes, heal my eyes. And what did he say? My grace is sufficient.
He sure did. Yes.
Come on.
Yes. So that journey of being mad at God, and then also in the season of dealing with pain and getting healing, family and friends. Sometimes when you're dealing with pain, or you're dealing with any situation, people tend to isolate themselves. And so I was in shame. So there was just something I was shamed. I was like, I don't know nobody in my circle that was dealing with this. So, I was disappointing people, letting people down. They would say, Chavos, can you come to an event? And then I wouldn't tell them, and they didn't understand why until one day they found out, and I told them. And shame just kind of fell off, and they said this to me, Cheryl, because it's like, you need your tribe. You need your people. They said, Chavos, we are going to come behind you and undergird you in prayer. I could have lost and said, you're going to do what? Like, it was no condemnation, no shame.
Right.
It's like all this time I'm hiding this from them.
Right.
And they're my prayer people. They're my prayer partners. They're my sisters. And they said they're going to undergird me in prayer. One of my mentors, I reached out to her. I said, I'm just done. I'm depressed. She said, I'm going to fast for you. Excuse me, what? What did you say you're going to stop eating for me?
Right.
That it just blew me away. So it's like having friends of faith, those that you can reach out to, that
you can call on.
You can call. They're not gonna throw shade on you. They're not gonna talk about you. They're gonna be a listening ear. They're gonna love on you. They're gonna allow you to cry. They're gonna allow you to be mad.
To be you.
Right. And then say, you know what? I'm here for you.
Be all right.
Yeah. And that was part of my healing journey too, with friends to say, you know what? I got you. Right. I got you.
That leads me to another scripture. 1 could put 1,000 to flight, but 2 could put 10,000.
Come on.
And the enemy wants to isolate us.
He wants to.
Because it might be 10,000 coming against us.
Yes.
Not that 1,000.
Come on.
It might be 10,000. Mm-hmm. We might have darts hitting us on every angle. And we trying to hold this fort down by ourselves.
You can't listen.
That's real.
I heard someone say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with the group, go with the team. And so what you just said there is like, we don't have to go on this life alone. And I know people, have dealt with betrayal and can't trust people. I'm not talking about shiesty people. I'm not talking about shady people.
Right.
I'm talking about true people that got your back. Right. That you could tell them anything and they won't judge you.
Right.
They will love you through
right.
it. And I needed that. And so it wasn't just Gary anymore. It was now this whole tribe. And so when I was around them, it was like, wow.
I'm gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's important because, in society today, especially during this COVID thing, everybody has been isolated.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Everybody has been being hit on every angle. People are losing their loved ones, their jobs, their homes, their livelihood. Everything is coming at them from every single angle.
Yeah.
And we've been apart for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we can FaceTime and yes, we can talk on the phone, but it's something about coming together.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's something about being able to reach out and touch somebody and tell them, hey, I'm with you on this. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, right.
It's good to hear it. But when I can feel it, then I really, really know. That was the good thing about when Thurman Mitchell was alive and we would all come to church. No matter what was going on, when we came together in that building, it was always like, it's going to be all right. Yes. It was always a fresh word from heaven being spoken that let us know, dude, no matter what's going on, no matter how many trials and tribulations you're facing, God's going to see you through. And we're here together with you. And I want my listeners to understand and comprehend this. Even though you're listening to our voice, we are here for you. Yes. Chavos's ministry is about helping women. This podcast, it's about helping women. Yeah. Women, they are the ones who tend to the children. They're the makers of the home. We uplift our spouses. We gather our children together and we strengthen them. But we have got to heal ourselves so that we can heal our communities. Because like I say in every episode, our children are dying in these streets. They're being murdered at the hand of the police, at the hand of their brothers, their sisters, their aunties and uncles. We killing each other at the same rate that the police are killing us. But if we don't stop what we doing, and take the time to get ourselves together so that we can reach out and touch our community, then everything we doing is in vain. But I don't know about you. I'm not going to live my life sheltered anymore. I'm not going to live my life in the closet thinking I'm here by myself. I'm not going to live my life in the position of not utilizing what God has given me to reach out and touch you, my listener. Because like I always say, I need you. We need you.
Yes.
Our children, they need you. And the world, again, is not waiting on the next greatest thing. It's waiting on you. So I'm extending this opportunity to you to get it. Come on, get it together. Let's do this. Let's be the light. Let's be the change. Let's impact our communities. Let's impact ourselves and our homes so that we can see our children go to the next level, the next generation rise up and be a generation of righteous people. We got to change the narrative, and we can only do it with one person at a time. So thank you, Chavos, for coming in and giving us your testimony, our testimony. Thank you.
Yes,
I really appreciate you. I appreciate what you have allowed God to use you to put together, because I'm sure there's some woman that's going to listen to this and be able to relate. So tell everybody how they can get that book.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You know, they can check it out there. Dear Woman, Get Well, Letters of Hope.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's written by Chavos Bikes.
Yes.
So I need you guys to get that book and read it, because guess what? It's going to help you make it through. Her testimony is what helped her overcome with the blood. So read that testimony so you can overcome. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girl, Can We Talk? This is season 2, and it's all about you. Talk to you later. I love you. Bye. I'd like to take this time to thank everyone who has helped bring this about. First, Marcus Williams, Garvaz Creative, Charmel Cofield, and Justice West. My special guests, but mostly you, my listeners. So until next time, stay true, stay you, stay woman.